Here today we are going to say something about this tabular motor, that is synchronization tabular motor, which is specially used in curtain industry, blind industry as well as screen industry throughout the world. So here is the remote through which it is operated. So we are going to dismantle this motor or open the internal part of this motor and trying to show you. Parallelly, we are going to automate this particular motor into automation product, or we can automate this particular synchronization motor. Okay, it will be operated through our mobile phone and through voice command, through touch command, through text command. So here is the remote. So if I press the motor, here you can see the direction of the motor. Now it is stopped. Again I am trying to press another direction. See the direction of the motor. Again I stop this one. This is the normal functioning of a motor. And this motor is basically meant for, okay, there is a limit circuit within here. You can see this. Here is the limit circuit. Through this particular limit circuit, we can fix the limit of a motor as well as curtains or as well as blind. So by aligning this one, so here is a certain mechanical device. We are going to open this one and trying to show you. We are going to open this motor, dismantle this particular synchronization motor and trying to show you the internal part. Parallelly we will discuss how to convert this RF remote based motor into fully automated remote, automation control remote or automation control motor. So here is this particular motor. Okay, it is the condition of dismantle of this particular synchronization tabular motor. So as you have been seen, so this is the front part and this is the end part or the backward means rest of the other end part. And this particular device or this particular segment is specially meant for limit control. Limit control means upper limit as well as lower limit control. Here is certain screws, there is an alignment, and parallelly the alignment is also here. We have to set the limit of upper as well as lower by aligning these 2 points. Parallelly it has to be set internally along with their certain electromechanical switches. Fine. And here is a electronic circuit which is specially used in this particular motor along with the remote to function particular this motor internally. So this is basically RF circuit based circuitry through which this particular motor used to be function. So here is the internal part of the motor. This is the limit control circuit. This is your electronic section circuit. This is your capacitor, and here is the motor. And here within a motor, it has to be segregated into different part. I can show you the internal of this, how the torque has been decided within this particular segmentation of this motor and how this is working. Here you can see this is the electronic section, and this electronic section connect with this particular limit switch or the limit mechanical device to control the motor at its maximum positions, either upward or downward or clockwise in anti-clock direction. As I told you, through this particular limit switch, while motor is rotating, this part has to be rotated. Okay, at a certain point of time, it will, according to this setting points, it has to be stopped. So parallel these two mechanical switch. So here is an electronic section, and electronic section enclosed within this. We are going to replace this electronic section completely along with this mechanical sections completely, which is which will be no longer needed or no more longer needed. So I am trying to dismantle or trying to show you the internal of this particular torque part of this particular motor. This is the motor and this decide the torque of this particular motor. So let's check it out. Here I am going to dismantle this particular motor along with the torque section. So here I am trying to dismantle it. So here is the rotor of this particular motor, and again I am trying to remove this one. So this is the rotor of the motor, this is the coil section, and this is what exactly which decides the torque of this particular motor. So I am going to dismantle one by one individually. Let it be first be into this motor, which is coil section, which is called stator. So I remove this part. Here you can see the internal coil. Here I am removing this part. You can see the particular coil section. Here you can see the particular coil section. This particular coil is to apply 220 volt, which may used or which is used to rotate the motor either clockwise or anti-clockwise direction. So here, apart from this particular stator, here is I am going to dismantle this one. So this particular rotor used to be fixed over here with this particular bearing along with internal through this, and this has to be rotated, likely to be this. Clear? So this is the rotor of this particular motor which used to move, and along with the bearing. Okay. So I am just little trying to push over here. Bearing is to be used for make a smooth movement of this particular rotor. Here I am to show you the torque section of this particular motor, how it is being assembled. Here, first I remove this one. Okay, I am trying to remove one by one. These are complete gear assembly for the purpose of torque, or I can make it pull this one. So here is in one gear. Here is again 3 gears. So if I am removing this particular 3 gears, here I removed 3 gears of this particular torque mechanical sections of this particular motor. Parallelly, apart from this or along with this, what I am trying to do, so you can see this. So now I am going to open this one. So again you see here is a 3 shaft and 3 internal gears along with a center gear. So I am trying to remove this one as well. So these are the metal gears which used to decide the torque of this particular motor. If I remove this one, so you can see parallelly this, I can remove this one. Parallelly, here is what the another 3 gears. This particular 3 plastic gears connect with this particular metal gear in between, and this metal gear is placed in between, okay, to make it movement, to make it rotate. So here likely to be this, you can say this. So I remove all such. So this is what exactly the part of a torque, and this is the assembly part. And while this motor is being rotated, that means gear are rotated within it. So this particular spindle has to be rotated, likely to be this, which decide the torque of that particular motor, high torque motor. Can you say this clearly? So if I place these 3 metal gears over here, now I am placing these 3 metal gears over here. Parallelly, if I place this one, somehow the motor, see the part of the torque, how it is being working. Clear? So just I am going to reassemble all this I'm trying to show you that automation part of that particular motor after assembling. So what I'm trying to do this apart from this, so here you can see in which this the assembly, this is the assembly in which altogether this particular torque section has been assembled with different segmentations of their gear, as well as the teeth. Here is the teeth as well as their altogether. Here I am trying to elaborate you this particular motor, whatever you have been seen over here right now, including all this, are basically designed and assembled in China. Once this motor is defect or gone down, there is no questions on repairing. So we are trying to repair this motor and eliminate this particular electronic section completely. We use our own automation control sections along with the codes and all together, which will be operate through the mobile phone applications apart from the RF remote. So we are going to replace this particular RF remote. In place of this particular RF remote, we will be using only mobile phone, and mobile phone applications can run this motor from a remote location apart from this radio frequency handheld remote control. Once again I am trying to show you all the internal part of this particular tabular motor or synchronous tabular motor. Here I am trying to show you each and every aspect. Each and every aspect is within this particular video, and you are able to see this. You are able to see this all internal part. I am going to reassemble it. I am going to reassemble it within this particular hollow segment, and going to this, or I am trying to convert this into fully automated a mobile control motor, and which is called automation control. Here is another synchronization motor which is specially used in the screen industry. So here you can see it is a motor which is used in screen industry. So here is the remote. Here is this particular remote through which it can be operated. You have to check it out over here. So here is a clockwise and anti-clockwise direction. Here I am stop this. It is stopped. One direction. Stop. Another direction. Again stop. We are going to dismantle this motor. We are trying to see right now the internal part of this motor. It is the internal part of this particular screen motor. Here is the entire motor. You can see this is the entire motor, and this motor is specially meant for synchronization and work in 220 volt AC. So this is the enclosure and this is the electronic section. We are going to remove this particular electronic section because this electronic section is usually work within this RF remote. We are going to automate this particular motor through automation control, which is possible through our mobile phones, and that operate through our application. So we are going to change lot more things in electronic sections or complete electronic sections. We are going to change or replace these complete electronic sections. Apart from RF remote, we are going to convert it into automation control, which is possible through mobile phone and its application. Repeat. This particular motor, we are going to replace this RF remote. In place of RF remote, we will be using our mobile phone applications along with our Android phone, and we used to operate this motor through our Android phone